This is Matt Brown with from East Coast 2. I'm here with Matt Smith from Doctor Who. Not that Matt Smith from Doctor Who, Matthew Dow Smith, who is a writer and comic book artist for Doctor Who Comics for IDW. Matt, thanks for taking some time with me.
Oh, thanks for talking with me.
So, did you grow up being a Doctor Who fan?
Oh, yeah. I watched my first episode when I was maybe 6 years old and have been pretty much a fan ever since.
Okay.
So,
what was it like since you're a Doctor Who fan, what was it like to get that call saying that you were going to be writing or drawing a Doctor Who comic?
I squealed like the little girl who got a puppy for Christmas. And you can ask my editor. It's actually true. I did. I totally squealed. I was incredibly excited. It really is kind of a dream job for me to work on Doctor Who. So you're going to squeal.
Do you find it harder? Now, I know you write and you draw also Doctor Who comics. Did you find it harder to write or to draw?
Well, for Doctor Who, drawing it was hard because I'm such a huge fan of it. So you really it was fairly easy to get kind of a little too into it, and you wanted it to be perfect, and it's you wanted it to be as good as the show because you love the show so much. It was actually really difficult. I do the X-Files now, and I like the X-Files, but the X-Files isn't Doctor Who to me. So it's actually a little easier because you don't have that kind of emotional pressure to make it something really, really amazing.
Right.
My wife, however, is a huge X-Files fan, so I win. I have an easier job, and my wife thinks I'm the coolest person ever. So.
Great. Now, I know I've spoken to Kelly Yates before at Baltimore Comic-Con, and I asked him who is the hardest Doctor to draw, and he always said it was Matt Smith.
Oh, I love drawing Matt Smith. Yeah. Matt Smith's interesting because he actually is a walking, talking caricature. And you actually have to work to make him look like he's not a caricature when you're drawing him like that. But for me, it's Tom Baker. Either Tom Baker or Colin Baker. Well, probably Colin Baker.
It's with the curls? Or
it's the curls. The curls are, they're... But with Colin Baker, there's the curls and that coat. So I don't understand how John Ridgway, who did a lot of the Sixth Doctor stuff, was ever able to make that coat look that cool.
Right.
He did it, but I could never have done it.
Is there one issue a Doctor Who that you're the most proud of? If fans want to go see your probably best work that you've ever done on it, what issue would that be?
It's funny because I mostly drew for the series. And, I'm an artist, so I kind of hate everything I do. So it should be no surprise that not only my favorite Doctor Who thing, but probably one of my favorite things I've ever done was something that I just wrote, and my friend Mitch Dreads did the art for, which was for the, now I can't remember what year it was. It was for one of the specials. We did a story called Down to Earth, which I think was really, it was probably the thing I'm the proudest of. I thought the story was pretty good, but Mitch Mitch took my script and made it look really pretty, like way prettier than I would have been able to.
Right.
Which was nice. So I'm very proud of that.
Good. I know you've worked a lot with Tony Lee, who's no stranger to the Doctor Who conventions, and he's usually...
Yeah.
If you've ever seen any of the panels with him on, he's very out there. I want to know what it's like to actually collaborate and work with him.
It's interesting because... I work with a lot of different writers I've been drawing comics for 21 years now. My career is old enough to drink. That's my joke. And I've worked with a lot of different writers, and each one is different. And Tony was kind of, here's your script, go and draw it. Not in an aggressive way by any stretch. So it was interesting because some people are a little more collaborative. Some people, like my friend Ron Mars, who I do a lot of comics with. Ron and I will talk over every detail of the story before it's set in stone. But Tony had a very specific vision, and you got a complete script from him, and you basically just had to sit down and draw it and struggle over making it look pretty as much as possible.
Right. I know in early 2004, IDW lost their Doctor Who license, and Titan Comics took it over. Have you looked at or seen any of the Titan Comics of what they're doing, and what's your opinion of how they're handling the license?
To be honest, I haven't really looked at them very much. It's a little like breaking up with your ex-girlfriend and then following around on dates. But my friend Blair, I know, is doing a Ninth Doctor one, and Blair's amazing. A lot of the covers, I've seen a lot of the covers, they look absolutely stunning. So I'll probably sit down and read them at some point when I'm not doing 5 million things all at once.
Right.
But they've got a really good lineup, and I know the writers that are involved are all really very, very good. So.
Now, are you exclusively signed with IDW, or is there a possibility that Titan could come and ask you to do a comic?
No, we talked about it at one point, but part of it is I'm just ridiculously busy. I have my own series, The October Girl, that I write and draw. which we've been kind of shopping around in Hollywood right now. I do the X-Files, and then I'm supposed to be finishing a novel that I haven't finished yet. So, I would never say no to a Doctor Who comic book because it's Doctor Who. And,
Right.
it's my favorite thing, but it would be hard to find time right now. But
Right. I know you're a big Doctor Who fan. Do you have a favorite episode of the TV show?
oh, jeez. Well, it's got to be the first one I saw, which was the second episode of The Ark in Space. I mean, just to this day, that's still one of my favorite stories. It really holds up well, and it was so when you were a little kid and you saw that for the first time, you're like, "Who is this Doctor dude? He is so cool. I want to be just like that when I grow up." Which, unfortunately, I don't have curly hair. But, and that's still, to this day, it's still one of my absolute favorite shows.
Yeah, I remember that was one of my earliest ones I've seen too, and I always enjoyed that one. I know we're running out of time. Is there anything you're currently working on right now that our fans could see in their comic book shop here soon?
We have the X-Files Season 10, which is a continuation of the X-Files that I'm doing with my friend Joe Harris, which is kind of my regular book right now. Issues come out mostly once a month. There was this big thing with a port strike where it got delayed because we were sitting on the dock. But I do that, and I do like I said, the October Girl, which is a digital first comic, so it hasn't been printed yet.
Okay.
You can get that on Comixology if you read digital comics.
Okay.
And I've got a Dark Crystal thing.
Oh, really?
We'll have out in the fall.
Oh, I can't wait for
I'm
that.
excited about. I just wrote that one, so it looks way better than if I had drawn it.
All right. Thank you, Matt, for spending some time with me here at Regeneration Who, and I hope you have a great con.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.